Hey, I'm Rob from JTRPodcast.com, and this is Railroad Inc. Deep Blue Edition, a tiny roll and write game where you are building routes of trains and roads, is the other word I was looking for. And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to got all these exits around the board, you're trying to connect them all together with different routes. And there's also two little expansions in the game. They're called expansions, it's just extra things that you can do. One of them is to build rivers, and the other is to build lakes. So let's take a look at the board. So this is it, this is the board, this is the 4 dice that you're going to roll to get your routes. You're going to look at the end of the board here. You can see there's a railway exit and a road, railway, and they're going to alternate all the way around the outside. And there's also some information for you at the top. And what you do is basically on your turn, so he rolls a dice. There you go, that's what we've got this turn. And you just have to write them on the board using the included dry white markers. So you've got different types. You can see I've got 2 rail there, I've got 1 road there, and I've got 1 road over a railway. So you can do them in any order. You can rotate them and flip them around however you like, but as long as they stay in that position. So I've got this one here, I could just do a railway, do a very untidy railway. So like I say, I've done that one. And what you would do is you can, because obviously you don't want to be moving these dice around because they're other players, so you can just cross them off here and say that, okay, there was one there. If you ever roll multiple, you can just put a second line through to show you've done another one. So that's all good, you can see that there. Then maybe I'll do this one. So this one is a railway with a road down the middle, ... There you go. Looks untidy, but at least you know what that is, so maybe I'll just cross that one off there. And then you put the others in as you see fit. As I say, you have to draw all 4. You can do them in any order. Then you can also use a special route, which is these at the top of the board up here. And these are done in addition to the dice that you're rolling. So let's just say I put this one in, yada yada yada. So that's me, I've played all 4 dice. Let's just pretend that that happened. And now you can, if you want to, use one of these special routes. And these routes basically are 4 railways and a cross, 4 highways and a cross, and then you've got the different things with the square in the middle. Now the square in the middle is a station, which will connect. This is the only way you can connect a road to a railway. Put that under the camera in the middle there so you can see them. That's the only way you can do that. There are a couple of stations on the dice. They are at weird angles though. I think it's just on one die. Yeah, it's just on the one die. So you've got this station here. Again, put them under the centre of the camera. There you go. So that's a station there. And that's the only way you can connect a road and a rail together. So it counts as one long route. And then so you know which of the different routes you've put in which different square, in which different round, you then just write the little round number in the corners. I've done here 1, 1, 1 and 1, so that's round 1. They're the first 4 I placed. They don't all have to be together. You could put 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here if you like, as long as they're connected to an exit or connected to another route. And another reason you write on the little squares what the round number is because after 7 rounds the game's going to end. Then you do some scoring. I'll take a look at that now. I've done a little bit of a fudged up route so you can show you how the scoring works. So there it is. There's my terrible fudged up board so I can show you how scoring works. I've got all the different routes and tracks and stuff laid out. So the first thing you do is you look at connected exits. So you need to look at how many routes you've got. So I've got 1 route here of rail. That's connected to both ends. That's a route. This is connected there to there and there through a station to there. So I've got 1, 2 routes. Now this route is connected to 2 exits. So that is worth this many points. You can see on the track here, 2 exits is worth 4 points. This one is connected through 1, 2, 3 exits, so that would be worth 8 points, as you can see there. Obviously, you're going to want to create bigger routes with more exits, so you get more and more points. You want to be getting up to all 12 if possible to get the full 45. That would be outstanding if you could do that. That'd be cool. But just for this example, didn't score very well, just a 2 and a 3 for a total of 12 points. Then you're going to look at your longest highway and your longest railway. You get 1 point per square it's in. So my longest highway is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that'd be 7 points. My longest railway is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that'd be more points added to the total. Then you get 1 point for each of the central spaces. So there's 9 central spaces. I only use 3 of them, so I get 3 points for that. Finally, you're going to check errors. Now, errors are routes that do not have any end whatsoever. So here I've only got the 1. So I'd put 1 in this box up here, and that would score me -1 point. And whoever's got the most points will be the winner. So let's take a quick look at the expansions. This is the first one. This is the Rivers expansion, where you can see it's got rivers on, and they go under or over, under preferably, railways and highways. So what you do is you roll those as well as the other 4 dice. You would still have to place your 4 dice as normal, and you don't have to place any rivers at all. And basically you'll just draw them like you draw anything else. So let's take a look at this one with the highway and the river on it. So maybe I'll do the highway coming out of here as normal, and then I can do the river running through it. And then I can do this one, maybe I'll just do this river that goes like this. And you just have to make sure that you can tell the difference between, that's why you have to put the little spikes on the train so you can tell the difference between a train and a river if you're a terrible drawer like I am. When you're using the rivers, you only play to 6 rounds instead of 7. And basically your longest river that is connected to from the edge of the board, they can't be connected to any routes and they can't be connected to the exits on the board. But as long as they're connected to the outside of the board, so let's just say I do a river that looks like this. There you go. Well, that's going to be worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points at the end of the game. And obviously these rivers, if you don't roll these crossings for the rivers, are going to start to get in the way of you building your routes. And that's where the tactical play comes in with those. Then finally in this edition we have the lakes. They work the same way. You roll them and you can just look at them when you've got there, and then you just draw them on like this. So maybe there's a thing there and they do this to show that it's a lake. Again, not very good at drawing, but it doesn't matter, you don't need to be. Maybe I put this one in, say here, so show that that's a lake. Lakes also have stations called piers, obviously, because it's near a lake, and they can connect the edge of lakes up to railways. I think it's just railways, no, roads as well. So there you go, you can do that. Or you can do one with both on as well, which is pretty cool. I haven't played with the lakes yet, that's why I'm not so sure. And basically, if you fill a space so that everything around it is lakes, you automatically fill it in. Not all the way around it, just most of the way around it. You automatically fill that space in as a full lake, and then it's supposed to look something like this on the board, and you're going to score points for that, which again is scored at the end of the game. You get 1 point per space occupied by your smallest lake, and the game itself is good. It's decent. It's a really nice puzzle. I do actually just prefer it just with the 4 dice. The rivers are okay. The rivers are okay. The lake seems to be a bit too complicated, a bit too fiddly, a bit too hard to draw if you're me. I do like the connecting the routes and trying to connect the trains to the the highways to the trains, and trying to get them to connect to the exits and try to hit as many different exits as possible with one big vast network so that you can score as many points as possible off of that. I like how the rivers kind of get in the way and make that difficult unless you roll those bridges, and hopefully you can put those bridges in the right place to try and get them over the river so that you can keep the networks while also building a long river that connects off the edge of the board as well. So that's really cool. It is a good fun game. It's very quick. The problem is that it is supposed to be the year of the roll and write game at the moment, and I've already got Quicks that I like. I've got Welcome To that I like. There's quite a few others that I like as well. This is a very good puzzle game, but I'm not sure completely what I think of it yet. It's definitely going to need more plays. I don't normally say that about a game. I've usually made my mind up, or usually have a really good idea after 1 or 2 plays, but this one, definitely to play it more. But I think it will be going on the shelf because it is a good fun puzzle. That is Railroad Inc. Deep Blue Edition.